Hmm. How's it going? How
How you
goes it?
doing? How you doing, everybody? You are about to watch a semi-useless show. This is episode number 84.
Oh wow,
I'm your
80,
host.
84 of these things. It's
Why?
crazy.
Yeah. No, we like doing this. I'm your host.
I didn't say I didn't like doing it.
I'm the not host, Sam.
This is Sam. Hello everybody. Welcome to a semi-useless show. I'm going to start over. Welcome to a semi-useless show. I'm your schmo host this evening, and there's Sam. You should do it again. Oh, this is
Hello,
being.
everybody.
Oh, this is
I'm a
recording.
semi-useless show.
Oh, I didn't know we were on the air.
Yeah, we're on the air. All right.
My name I converted to Muslim, actually. So who you know at me as my birth name, this is actually breaking news for you, Sam, because you are my brother and you've known me for such a long time, but you didn't know that I converted to Muslimism. What is that called? When you convert,
Muslimism?
is it just converting to Muslim? I should know this since I converted. It's not like
Yeah.
Judaism, so you can't say like Muslimism, all right?
Islamic.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
You know,
We're watching a semi-useless show. We every Tuesday at 7:30 we're on. Um, we're on Google Hangouts, which will soon be known simply as YouTube Live.
really?
As of September 19th, it'll
Total
just be
fail.
YouTube Live.
That's never going to work. That's a fail. As soon as they change that, our show's gone.
Well, it's already on YouTube Live anyway, but
Yeah, I know. So there's no Google Hangouts anymore.
there's no more Google Hangouts on air.
That sucks because they did so good with that we literally could be like, we are the only Google Hangout show in the universe.
I know.
That's how good it did.
I know.
It could make the show sound good because it's literally there's no competition. You narrow down the gap. I was just thinking about that this morning. I was like, we could say we are the greatest show on Google Hangouts and no one would even dispute it, and it would just sound good. And now they're going to take that away from us.
I know. We'll just
So
say we're a show on YouTube Live.
I'm a little. I want to just as a side note. I'm disappointed. You know, I converted to a whole nother culture, and you just kind of like didn't even care.
I mean, what did they really do for Muhammad Ali?
Would you? Well, would you like to ask me that now that I'm not Cassius Clay? Would you like to ask me what my new name is?
What's your new name?
I sheet my pants.
Well, you're watching a semi-useless show. I'm Sam, the not host. Over here we have the schmo host, or maybe I'm the schmo host, but I sheet my pants.
My pants.
We are live every Tuesday on. We're live every Tuesday on 7:30 p.m.
Normally.
normally, and then on YouTube Live and Facebook Live.
Usually, I'm going to crack this beer in a minute. Usually we have a regular host, Jim. He's unfortunately can't make it. Our regular host can't make it because he jumped in front of a train. Excuse me. He jumped in front of a training opportunity. He's teaching children how to poop.
That's very thoughtful of him.
Yeah, that's very nice. I mean, sometimes kids need a release. You know, there's a lot of stress being a kid and stuff like that. So he teaches them how to poop. It's a very good release for children. Speaking of poop, Turd Tornado.
Want to save it for the shitty aftermath, or is this our only topic?
Nah, I'll find something shittier for shitty aftermath.
All right.
You're watching a semi-useless show. You say every time, I'm nervous and Billy has nothing to talk about, so I'm just going to say a semi-useless show every time. So anyways, here we go. I had something for you guys. And
we can't wait.
Here it is. This guy over here, Ben Shapiro.
Affleck? Oh.
No. Ben Shapiro. That's weird. I've heard that name before, but it didn't pop up. That's like OJ's thing, right? Some sort of attorney or something. Was his name Robert Shapiro? Who was Robert?
No, it's Robert Kardashian.
Who's the Shapiro?
I forgot.
Well, anyways, there's this guy named Shapiro, Ben Shapiro. He called the Donald Trump campaign a turd tornado. What happened was he was being interviewed, and he had a couple of valid points, and he didn't really get to his point, much like me. He didn't get to his point, and then all of a sudden he threw turd tornado in there. Donald Trump's campaign is a turd tornado, and then he kept going. And I swear the woman wanted to be like, well, wait a minute, did I just hear turd tornado? And she didn't. She let him finish what he had to say, and then she's like, I just got a question for you. What was it again that you called Donald Trump's campaign? And he's just like, a turd tornado. Like it was normal, straight-faced, a turd tornado. No problem. His campaign's just a turd tornado. There's no reason for anybody to question it. And then she's like, what's a turd tornado? I don't know why she's a Valley girl now. What's a turd tornado? And he's like, it's like Sharknado, except with turds. And if I'm lying, I'm dying. This is actually fucking on the news.
That's worth watching.
That actually happened. So, yeah. There's a poop story for you guys.
Good one. I like that.
Did you happen to pull up your bud?
My what?
Your bud.
My bud.
The Google Doodle for August 19th was a weed bud doing Olympic stuff.
That's right here.
There he is. Can you blow it up? You got it blown up? Oh, yeah, there it is.
Let's blow it up.
First of all, as soon as I look at it, it looks like something obscene because it looks like two balls in the background, somebody dangling.
Yeah, it looks really dangly.
But it has spikes on it. So then I went to venereal disease of some form, and then, no, wait a minute, it's a weed bud dangling back and forth. Some people might be wondering what kind of venereal disease could that possibly be, but I don't have any idea. There's no name for it. So I went with weed bud instead. That's what I thought would make a good story. It may have missed, like maybe some people didn't see it, but as soon as you click on it, like if you really, you don't even have to be a pothead. You can see, you're like, why does Google have this thing it's almost like it's calling to you. And then I thought about it. I was like, it's about the Olympics. It has something to do with, I was going to say Ryan Lochte. Who's the other guy, the more famous guy with more
Michael
medals?
Phelps.
Phelps. The guy that did suction cups. He didn't kick a poster or punch a poster. He did suction cups. He had to do something weird, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's still weird. But is this supposed to be like, is 819 a code for a new smoke weed type of thing, like 420? Like every August 19th, smoke from a bong or something like that? Because I shouldn't have said bong. I might get kicked out of here. It's supposed to say smoking device or tobacco pipe.
Yeah, the water pipe.
I have an alternative. Hey, somebody might be able to win one of these one day. What this is it's the missing host chalice. And even if you do your own show, you can put your head right there just like that, just in case you have a show, if your host is missing or whatever. You can just do a little floaty ghost. Or you can be the host of the shore.
Host with the most.
As soon as we export the show off our shores and into China, because we're actually going to, I gotta get a drink of beer. Losing my train of thought. We're going to export, what do they call it? Not micromanaging.
Micro-exporting?
When you diversify your business to China, but they have like one solid word that's kind of like, it's frowned on. I forgot what the word is called. If anybody could help me out on Facebook, if you decide to watch, just go ahead and be like, first of all, say, what the fuck is he talking about? Then replay the video of what I just said, and then tell me what it is. Because
does it have the word yellow in it?
Yellow? No, yes. I'm not. It's not racist or anything like that. I don't know if that's what you're going for.
No, I was just curious if you had the word yellow in it.
Outsourcing. I should have said India, because now people think of India when you think of outsourcing and phones and telemarketers.
Yellow outsourcing.
That's brown outsourcing. Brown out.
India, yeah.
I got a question for you. Is Hero racist?
Yeah.
Then how come? Here's the thing. I have a little bit of problem with Hero for one reason. If I go, yo, 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 it seems more racist than Hero. So, like, nobody has any problems with the Chinese. Like, even Chinese people make fun of Chinese people. Unless it was a Japanese guy. And then I'm racist for not knowing, of course.
Unless you're Dave Chappelle or the Wayans brothers.
Or, like, Louis C.K. He uses the, and I'm going to just go with N-word because I'm not going anywhere near there. He uses that in his comedy that a couple times to tell a story. And I think what happens is when you're good enough and you have enough exposure and then finally you go, all right, I've already talked about, not me personally, Louis C.K. gets a little weird about saying that a young boy tastes like an Almond Joy. Those are his words, not mine. And did it right on Saturday Night Live. When you reach that kind of height and people are comfortable with you enough, or people still might not even know who the fuck you are, and then you're watching Saturday Night Live and they're like, well, he must be somebody because it's on Saturday Night Live, and then they look him up and he's like, oh yeah, he's hilarious aside from his weird thing he did with his shtick about young boys tasting like an Almond Joy. So, and he was trying to say, I don't mean that a young boy tastes like an Almond Joy, but these are things that he said. So he ends up using some, racial terms on his recent show. And I guess you could kind of just get away with it after a certain period of time. So like you're saying, like, yeah, Chappelle, he did racial stuff and everything like that. So it gets to a point to where people go, everything that this person says is a joke. Well, yeah, they're a comedian, but it takes a while for those comedians to get to that point.
Yeah, Michael Richards didn't have a good time with that.
No, that was not set up. That was not like an antidote, I guess.
Totally a comedian. That's an example because he's totally a comedian, like 100%, but it didn't really work.
Yeah, and at the same time, he's Kramer. Like, he did funny things. It doesn't mean he was a stand-up comedian in Seinfeld. And it doesn't even mean that Jerry Seinfeld was a stand-up comedian in Seinfeld, except for when he did his stand-up in the beginning part of the show.
Well, that was his job in Seinfeld.
But that was still an act, too. You know what I mean? Like, that part, it was not really his shit that he did on stage. I mean, as far as I know, it was built for the show. They were written for him. Are you doing sit-ups or something?
No, I'm just changing positions here.
But you got people like that, like with Michael Richards. Yeah, that shit happened, and no, it wasn't in the proper context where you think you could get away with it. I guess some people think they can. Louis C.K. tried it, and it was funny the way that he did it. But there's just shit that people do that after a while, it's not like they run out of material. Like Louis C.K. is known for throwing everything away and doing something new, but he's still got to be shocking. They dug up some sort of tape or something like that recently. I heard on another radio show. Before Carlin died, he did some sort of stand-up thing. He wrote something that was in front of a stage. You could hear people even laughing at it. And it had something to do with death and destruction, about like just bombing people. And he's like, the more dead people, the better. Like he actually said, like, the more people that die, the better. It excites me, right? Yeah. And I realized how many things. Did you hear it?
No, he actually did. Like in an actual stand-up, he said that he was saying something about I can't remember which show it was, one of the HBOs or whatever. He did. It was a whole show, and he did. He's saying that people like that kind of. I can't remember how he worded it, but might not exactly how you said it, but he said that I hope for people hope for tragedy, because really it's just like when there's a tragedy, almost in the back of your head, it's like, oh, man, I wish the death toll would go up a little bit.
Right. The way that he says it,
even though you don't like it, but
he was inviting it personally. He was saying people. He may have said that people in general, blah blah blah, but he always puts himself in that situation and made himself not look like a piece of shit, because at the time it was George Carlin. He wasn't a piece of shit for thinking this way. If you knew anything about him, you know that he had like a little bit of a psychotic thing on his stage presence. So anybody that knows him knows what they were getting into. They knew what kind of can of whatever beverage they were about to drink, but they weren't just drinking it and going, "This is fucking sour. I didn't expect this." People know that Carlin is sour. He's mad
An
and
old fuck.
curmudgeon on stage the way he's supposed to be, and but he's not like an upsetting, annoying old man. He was very a reasonable thinker, and was able to present it properly. And sometimes he could do other things on stage to where he can segue into a psychotic moment. He can go in and out of it. That was considered one of those moments, but it was accepted when he was alive. When it was played on the radio show that I heard it on, they were like, "Ooh, that's really bad." Like, they have the same kind of sick sense of humor too on this show, but they're like,
Which was this?
don't know if it would fly today. It was the News Junkie,
Okay.
and they were explaining. Sean and the News Junkie's like, I don't know, like, like this shit wouldn't fly today if it was any other normal comedian and it was like posted on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
So they were like, oh God, do you think Carlin could have been able to have something like this today? If Carlin was alive and didn't die, he would have made his way up to that point with even worse things and it would have been acceptable. Yeah. Carlin dying right after that, people started getting sensitive. I'm not saying because it's him. Yeah. But there's just something about the world that changed, just so happened to be after he was dead. And I think that maybe if he was alive, that could have helped that. Oh, George Carlin tweeted this after so-and-so had to apologize for saying this. Yeah. What if that happened? Maybe people would be less sensitive. Yeah. Maybe Carlin needed to be alive.
It's funny because the News Junkie also makes fun of death all the time, too. Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, they have a sense of humor.
They'll talk about someone dying in the news and they'll just play
fatality.
Fatality from Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
Just someone really died in the news.
I know, and sometimes it's really bad. But and they know when not to do it, like mass shootings and things like that.
Yeah, but I mean, there's one that got killed by a wood chipper, and it's just like, this is a death involving a wood chipper, and so there's like fatality.
But you got to think though, no matter what, it's like you die by a wood chipper. You may as well have just dove into it. Like
you may as well. You might have just been Steve Buscemi from Fargo.
Yeah, well, that was against his will.
Yeah, that was a murder.
Yeah, exactly. But when you die by accident in one of those things, and I know it happens, all right? The thing is you wear the gloves because let's say, for example, you wear the gloves because, and this is not going to get graphic, but you just get pulled in because you don't want to hurt your hands when you're throwing the things in. But think about it. You go to throw the stick in, it catches your glove catches into the...
That's not what happened to him, though.
No, I know that.
He tried to kick it in there with his foot more.
This guy jumped up and down. Like I said, he should have dove off of a diving board right into it. I mean, he may as well have just done that. Now, you get ground up trying to save someone else's life, that's a different story on anything. If you save someone else's life or attempted to save their life and then you die in the process, you're still a hero no matter how much you turn into a meat pie. So, anyways, speaking of food, dish etiquette, ladies and gentlemen. And that's all.
We're watching a semi-useless show. We're on every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and leave comments or whatever on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll never read them.
Yeah, on that.
But we appreciate the thought.
Yeah, we appreciate you putting something on there and just adding to the air that used to be that nobody even looked at, and then you add something to it, and then somebody else on Facebook goes, "Oh, that's cool. They commented. I would never do that." Someone did
leave a nice comment on our page. Says that he found us by accident or randomly, and he liked it. So shout outs to that guy. That I forgot his name, but he did say that.
Very nice. Hey,
so he found us randomly and he liked us.
Thank you, that guy. Appreciate it. So what I was saying before doesn't apply to you only. Unless someone else wants to leave a comment. You're welcome to leave a comment, good or bad. Constructive criticism. It's fine. We won't read it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So, but please do it. I mean, for your own entertainment, at least. You can get some sort of entertainment out of the show, that feeling that you get when you go, I like typing things, and these are things I do every day that has nothing to do with these people, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Like when I had a Facebook page, I said, man, I got to type on this thing all the time, and and then just put a comment on here. I see so many comments with people like, oh, my dog died today, and then somebody thumbs up, 5,000 thumbs up. It's like, yeah, support dog deaths. Yeah, Facebook never made sense.
That's what was always complicated about videos and stuff. Like, there's YouTube videos where do you thumbs it up or thumbs it down if they're talking about something? Like they're talking about something bad. Like, there's
definitely can't thumbs it down. That's a bad thing, right?
Well, no, I mean, it's like, it's like they're talking about something that you agree with them in the video, but they're talking about something that you hate. So do you thumbs it down or do you because it's
if you agree with them, you got to thumbs it up. But I
know that, but then there's this one thing like there was they're doing the there's a Silent Hill game collection. The guys they're just bashing it because the game's like so horrible because it's all buggy and stuff. And they said instead of thumbs upping this video, please thumbs down this video as much as you can so they could see how much this game sucks and stuff like that. And but I see that all the time too. Anyway, other stuff just like talking about some controversial thing that besides that, and then they're just like, oh, I see thumbs down even though they agree with them. It's just
right.
Then it gets skewed. It's like, well, some people are thumbsing it up for exact opposite opinions, so it's like it's weird like that. You must not even pay attention.
Do you think at some point in time maybe the guys that invented the thumbs, aside from Siskel and Waldo, how many times they changed their names? It's not even Ebert anymore. Last time I checked, it was Ebert.
Waldo.
Yeah. Bert and Ernie. I don't know what the
Roger Ebert.
These guys.
Yeah, Siskel and Ebert.
The two gay Muppets, whatever they are.
Oh, them. Oh, I don't know. I forgot their name.
Are they Muppets, Siskel and Ebert?
No, Siskel and Eberts are real people.
Oh, yeah. What was with that one guy's face?
What do you mean?
And that was a palsy joke, ladies and gentlemen. He looks like a Muppet. How you doing? Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
Sorry, I take that back. I'm
apologizing. They're Statler and Waldorf.
Come on. That's what Siskel and Ebert used to be. Now it's Statler and Waldorf.
Siskel and what are you talking about?
Who's the thumbs down guys?
They're real people, Siskel and Ebert. Are they based?
Talking about?
Huh?
Who's the guys you were talking about?
Gene Siskel and Robert Ebert. They're real critics.
Who's Voldemort?
What's that?
Who's Voldemort?
Voldemort is the villain from Harry Potter.
Who's the other douchebags you were talking about?
The Muppets are...
that was the Muppets' names.
Are Statler and Waldorf.
I did not know that. The old guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are cool. So anyways, dish etiquette, ladies and gentlemen. I've actually learned a lot about dishes recently.
You're watching a semi-useless show? All right, go ahead.
That's a bad time to do that. Do it again.
Nah, go ahead.
Show better. No, here's the thing. I have, I think you have a couple theories on this too. If you do dishes at all, I have no idea. So there's dishes in the sink, right?
Yeah.
And you have a dishwasher. And this I would like comments on, and people will leave comments on this if you could just let me know your feedback on this, because I want to know how people feel about this. There's an appliance that you pay for or it comes with your house. It's called a dishwasher. I think it's useless. And the reason why I say this is because for it to work properly, you have to pre-wash the dishes and then put them in there. If you took 1 extra minute on 10 extra seconds on each glass to really thoroughly clean them, they'll be clean enough to where you don't even have to wash them in the dishwasher. If you leave your dishes out too long to where it cakes on and you're kind of lazy and they just sit there, then you wash them real hard and then most of the stuff comes off and then the dishwasher sanitizes them for you. Well, here's a pretty good idea. When you're done with the fucking dish, and I was bad with this too. This is the reason why the dishes got washed all the time in a dishwasher. They sit there, you clean them, put them in the dishwasher. They go through this big cycle, big waste of water, and then you put them out on a drying rack after that. Spend the extra 10 seconds, scrub it real good, put it in the drying rack. My theory is this. As soon as you're done with the dish, it's still moist and sticky or whatever. It does not have a chance to cake on. And this is not my only theory. Obviously, a lot of people do this. But there's a lot of people that don't do this. You let them sit there, they will be harder to clean. You do not need a dishwasher. You wash the dish and then put it in the fucking drying rack. Or dry it off and put it into the cupboard. If I eat something with a fork, I just got done eating ice cream or whatever, I put it under the dishwasher, I run a sponge on it real quick, put it in the dish rack. I used to not do that because I was lazy. And then I realized, you know what? This isn't helping anybody. First of all, it doesn't help Nicole because Nicole is going to do the dishes of my caked up dishes, and then she has to put them in the dishwasher because they got to have this extra sanitizing. So basically what I'm saying is this. If it is just washed and put away and done, I realized for me that it actually was easier because if I was in a situation where I had to do my own dishes, I would either, one, go buy dishes that I could throw away, which is totally wasteful, obviously. And then if I ran, let's just say there's a scenario where I'm living by myself in an apartment. If I started running out of those dishes, I'd be too lazy to go to the store to get more. Then I'll start washing plastic dishes at the end of the month, you know, and the forks and stuff like that. Instead, I thought about it, you know, if I lived by myself, this is what I do. Fork, plate. So I started doing it that way. Forks and plates get in there after dinner, wash them immediately, put them in the rack, dry them off, put them in the damn cupboard. And that is the reason why you do not need a dishwasher. Because if everybody did that, if you didn't have a dishwasher, you'd go, this is a pain in the ass to do these. I'm not going to let them soak in water or anything. I'll do them one by one. And also, you should put air in your tires. There's an Obama joke.
Oh, okay.
Captain Obvious joke.
See, that'll stop global warming and all that.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it does save on water. Along with my just 1 second, I gotta get this over with too. Recycling, dishes and recycling. With dishes, you keep your same dishes, you wash and put them away right away. Recycling, just throw your garbage away. Let them sort it out over in the landfill. Stop with the recycling. Oh, I pay for it already, so I need to get a bin because I pay for it anyways. Well, first of all, they're making you pay for it, which is wrong when you don't want to do it. And if you do want to do it and you get your bin, then there's rules.
There's too much. I know there's too much crap about. Oh, you take the caps off the.
Gotta take the caps off.
That's why I was just fuck recycling. You know.
I was remember we were doing a job for that one old lady. We're doing the installation for that one old lady, and I saw the recycling guys pull up, and they pulled the bottles out and they threw the caps and they threw them on the ground, mad. Took the caps, threw them on the ground, dumped the bin, and threw the bin back on the ground in the driveway.
So they littered.
They littered. They actually littered, and they were mad. And I was like, if this old lady was outside, she'd have had a damn heart attack because they probably would have said something to her. That's how pissed off they were. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. They're mad because the old lady didn't take the caps off of a bottle, which are plastic, which you think could be recycled. And I'm sure there's a whole other thing for that. I'm sure there's a family out there that knows about the recycling business, and they're like,
oh, yeah, I heard about the caps.
Stupid.
I heard about the cap stuff. You know, I've always think like maybe I should recycle, but then you hear about the cap stuff or what goes in here, what goes in there. It's got to be.
Yeah, here's a good idea.
Garbage.
They can be recycled because you could take every cap. If these recycling companies actually did give a shit, they could take every cap, maybe send them back to the company they came from. The company would probably be like, it costs us more to get them from you. That maybe there's some sort of politics there, but it's actually ready to go. If it was actually steam washed, it could be put back on the bottle again and reused. It's just plastic. That doesn't get more recycling than that. That's the part that actually fits on every bottle. So
what do you think?
Now I'm pissed.
Yeah. What do you think about the electric can opener?
I think that if you had one, you wouldn't use it. Like, I have one, and I got one real cheap, and it's a great one, but I still use the hand can opener. The last 4 cans of tuna fish I opened, and the Campbell's soup has a pull top now, but I did a hand can opener because the can opener that I have that's electric, I have to move things out of the way on the counter the way it's set up, plug it in, put the can in there, clink, clink, clink. Oh, it's not quite fitting, clink, 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 clink. And then, I think it works, and the hand cam opener is way quicker.
I feel like it's a scam unless you have arthritis or something.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's necessary. That's why I'd never pay full price for one if I actually had a kitchen where the can opener was like an undermount one and it's totally out of the way. I like the undermount ones because they're never going to be in the way. Something you have to unplug, plug in, move if you don't have the kitchen space. But the most practical is the one you don't even see. anything that you can put in your drawers, anything that you can put in your drawers can be put away. It makes your kitchen look cleaner, unless of course you're going with those real colorful appliances like Oster with or Cuisinart, whatever it is, with like candy apple red, and then you're trying to match things. Like that's what the ladies like to do. They I want with this and this appliance going to be candy apple red, and it'll go with my dress when I host a who knows,
A semi-useless show.
Yeah, we got a semi-useless show marathon.
So what do
So
you think about going?
no, go ahead. I'm ranting. Going on too
What do you
far.
think about the electric toothbrush?
Come on, what is that even? It's
You
just
never have one? I've had one before.
I can't possibly put anything that vibrates in my mouth. It ain't happening. It's just not happening. Nope. It's that's just like with dish etiquette, which we're going back to right now. Dish etiquette. Yep. Dish etiquette, everybody. No, I learned something new recently. Sam needs caffeine to do a show.
I just had a can of Coke too.
Did you? You know, I did that the other day. I had 2 cups of coffee and then 3 cans of Coke, equal to, throughout the day. And then it's nighttime, and I'm like, oh shit, it's 9 o'clock. I'm usually not tired till 11:30, you know? I'm like, why am I so tired? I had so much caffeine today. Well, that's why I'm fucking tired.
Yeah.
You get burnt out, you know? It's like, I wonder if it's even, like, if you can narrow your caffeine intake down to, like, 1 thing a day, life would probably be perfect. 1 cup of coffee in the morning, get you going, because maybe you stayed up a little late. Like, if you use things for what you're supposed to, like cocaine, you know, snort a line of cocaine, do for 3 days what one guy couldn't do in 1 day. You do 3 days worth of work, and you go, all right, I made my bonus for the year in 3 days' time, and then take the next 3 days off and recover. What do you got to say about that over there? Sam
Watching
really
a semi-useless show.
at all. We don't do drugs ever. That's
We're on We're on every Tuesday at 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
On YouTube Live and Facebook Live.
Cocaine.
What about it?
We're done with dish etiquette. Throw that away. I want to talk
Pretty
about
good.
something else.
Pretty good topic.
I thought you were going to say, pretty good show. All right, good night, everybody.
It looks like we're not getting any fax sales. Your fax machine's a little broken back there.
Yeah, it is. I do have a few useless facts if you want to hear them. It
Your
pertains.
fax machine's broken.
Is it? Well, we might. Let's take a look at it. What seems to be the problem as my Glamour Shots background fluctuates? I didn't clean anything, as you can see. Yeah, it's Peter. I'm going to need you to do some facts today.
This is the type of cup Willy Wonka would eat.
Chip Wonka.
Does it
So, we don't have a fax machine sound, so this isn't going to sound very good.
Yeah, mine's not here.
Facts. Semi-useless facts, everybody.
All right.
Stop playing with your dinghy. My this week's semi-useless facts today are about unicycles because Jimmy, a regular host, he likes Uniracers for the SNES. So I thought of that. I was like, you know what? He likes that game. Maybe I should do some facts about unicycles. And these are shitty facts too.
Well, one quick fact is that if you don't know, Uniracers was made by the same people that made Grand Theft Auto.
Really?
Yep. Same company at least, DMA Design. They made Grand Theft Auto 1.
There goes all my facts because mine aren't nearly as good.
Yeah. They made Grand Theft Auto 1, and then they became Rockstar North.
Oh. How's it going? I'm just going to run through these real quick because they're bad.
Do you let water heat up before washing a dish before we get to this?
Somebody asked that?
Yeah, one of our sponsors.
Here's oh, I know who it is. It's who's that one guy that it was that fish market it's the aftermarket fish market?
Yeah, aftermarket fish market.
Oh So Saudi.
That's our sponsor.
I remember that. Yeah. He used to do advertising with us. Oh So Saudi. It's
some guy that advertises or something.
Oh So Saudi aftermarket fish. Sometimes their fish was a couple days old, so if you got sick, oh So Saudi.
You're watching a semi-useless show? No, that's all right.
No, it's not
pretty,
right.
That's
I'm
pretty
good.
good.
Saudi.
Hero.
Yeah, that was our sponsor, Oh So Saudi. So anyways, no, who's this guy? Who's this guy that you're talking about?
This is our the host.
Oh, okay. Do I warm up the water? No, I don't. No.
It says it doesn't kill germs if you don't warm the water.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Is I ate something, and the fork still has my moisture from my mouth, and I put it over the sink, and I run a sponge on it. There's no way of the water getting hot in time to be able to kill any kind of germs or anything like that. But also, there's no germs. It hasn't been sitting around.
Use soap, because soap will kill germs too.
Supposedly it does. I mean, really, if you want to kill the germs, you got to use bleach. Hot water ain't going to do it either. Hot water is going to take care of some things. It's going to break.
Soap does it. Soap kills bacteria.
Well, there's an antibacterial soap.
They're all antibacterial.
But if you do one little drop and then it does all these suds, those are just suds. It's not like it's doing if you want to kill germs, you got to use bleach. But if you don't have germs in the first place, I don't care if the fork is in my mouth. Okay, yeah, there's shit in my mouth that's like germ oriented or whatever. But after you're done eating the food, if you run it under the water and you wipe it off with a sponge, it doesn't have any time to sit in the sink to collect any kind of bacteria or any problems because it hasn't been sitting there long enough. You know, bugs haven't been chewing on it and who knows what else. It's just not happening. It's still too fresh. I feel that soap, regular soap and water real quick, and then you're done. It scrubs off whatever could possibly happen.
Yeah, soap and water. All right, we'll accept that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. If you want to use, if it makes you feel better to use hot water, you can, you know. Or you could take the lazy route, let them sit there, and then let the dishwasher do all the work. But I just think the dishwasher is a unnecessary appliance. Yes, it comes with the house. It's kind of like a pool. It'd be nice to have it just come with the house. You do kind of pay for it most of the time unless you get a real good deal. And maybe there's a hole in it and you got to fix it. So you get your pool, you get your dishwasher, you get all the bells and whistles, but I just don't think most of the time that it's necessary.
From what I'm seeing, most people just use a dishwasher until it breaks and they just start washing by hand.
Oh, now it's the time to replace it, so let's put another burden in. Those things are not the easiest friggin' things to deal with. Trying to replace them yourself and putting the shit together, and it's just
you got plumb them and everything.
Yeah, there's all kinds of.
It's not like a stove you can just put there and plug it in.
Yeah, it's not the easiest in the world. I hope people get great deals on dishwashers that are completely unnecessary because there's probably because of the put together. You know, the installation process and everything that sucks. Or if you have somebody do it, you get raked over the coals because it's tough to do. There's going to be guys out there that are going, it's not tough to do. I did it myself in my own house. Well, good. You did all that work for nothing because you can wash the dishes. You don't even need the fucking thing. So there's my take on that. Goodbye to that subject. Oh So Saudi fish market, ladies and gentlemen.
What's your next fact? Yeah.
Here's our sponsor. It's Oh So Saudi Fish Market. He sure said he don't know what to do. Hello? Hello, So Saudi. I can't let it go. It's just too good, Sam. It took me way too long to write that bit. How you doing? So anyways, who wants... Are you kidding? Did you freeze too?
Yeah, I froze.
You did not. You were like, how long is he going to go on with this?
No, it's pretty good.
I love the fact that I just entertain myself. Like, if you're around, I'm like, I'm at least entertaining Sam because I'm making him so uncomfortable. My goal a little bit is to make you uncomfortable. And then when I make you uncomfortable, my main goal is to make you even more uncomfortable. I go from like 30% to 50% to 100%. I'm like, now I'm really going to make it bad. I block everybody out. I'm like, I don't care who's watching now. I'm just going to make it to where Sam wants to say, you're watching a semi-useless show. You just have to go into something else. I love doing that. That's funny. It's funny to me. It gives me good feelings.
You do that well.
Thank you. Semi-useless facts. There is a unicycle hockey, believe it or not.
Really?
There's also a unicycle handball and a unicycle basketball. This is going to narrow down to 2 facts because you already did one. One of those groups is, because it was so good, I'm just throwing another one away. King Charles Unicycle Troop. Just look it up because there's YouTube videos, and I'm sure it's amazing. I didn't look at it. I did this 5 minutes before the show, so
my hands are
I had no time. Where are your hands, by the way?
Down there, yeah.
Down there, he says. So you threw your hands to hell. That's what happened. You put your hands in hell?
Yep. In the deep in
if
there.
If you're doing what you're really doing, you're going to hell, Sam, because the Bible doesn't allow that. So
we're 99.9% of men.
Speaking of 99.9%, 1 more percent, and you'll be uncomfortable.
0.1.
I like to make you uncomfortable 100% of the time. So, anyways, so Sadi. Fish market for your aftermarket fish market needs, everybody. So, anyways, there is a unicycle hockey that guy mentioned a minute ago about, and there's King Charles Unicycle Group. I'm reading it right off the thing.
It was Troop before, now it's Group.
Troop. God, I love it when you pay attention. When you're not yawning, you're paying attention. That's so great. There's also a unicycle company named Cocker.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which,
if you come off of a, like, let's say you're unicycling, right?
Yeah.
And you just bought your new unicycle from Cocker. And you go down like some stairs and it vibrates and you're just like, and then you hit that last step and you go, oh, is that a Cocker shocker?
They probably put cock shocks on it.
A cock shock. Very nice. I like that. So,
there's
how do you do a wheelie? How do you do a wheelie on a unicycle? That's what I want to know.
You're always doing a wheelie. Just that much skill just to ride one.
You're always doing a wheelie. Yeah.
Yep.
That is true.
There's a faucet company named Pfister. That was interesting.
It'd be funnier if it was Cocker. It'd be a Cocker faucet.
Yeah, but it's Pfister.
It's Pfister Faucet. That's just a porno. Don't look up Pfister Faucet. Look up King Charles Unicycle Group. That's amazing. So there's another thing I wanted to tell. If we had like music or a segue or something, like actually put some time into the show.
Supposedly someone blew up a Segway in their house that caused a fire or something.
Really?
I don't know the story. I didn't really look it up.
I always had a problem with the term Segway for that vehicle that moves people around because I thought a Segway was like a transition.
It is spelled different though.
Oh, so they just made up the word, right?
I guess.
Because they spelled it different, they made the word Segway up like it has nothing to do with that. I love it when companies do that. Oh, it's called cock, but it means something different, or cocker, but it means something different.
Like Pfister too, yeah.
Pfister,
It's spelled different than Pfister, yeah.
With a Y, Pfister with a Y.
No, it's like Pfister.
Oh God, that seems even more obscene, doesn't it?
Like it's some kind of European thing.
Not if it's a Pfister.
But that's not English, because English is European, too.
See. And that's Mexican. Spanish is what I meant to say. That's my favorite thing when people go, why are you speaking Mexican? Can't you just speak American? One of my favorite things. All these
Canadian.
people around here not speaking American. They're
It's like
always
when you go-
speaking Mexican.
When you go to choose a language,
Mm.
and you choose English, it's got the American flag next to it.
Oh, I gotta bring this up. Why? I know it's the Special Olympics, but Coca-Cola.com.
I mean, you're talking about this exact thing right here?
Let me take a look because I wasn't watching the show. Yeah.
Okay.
Tasmanian McFarlane.
Where?
Tony Danza.
Tatiana McFadden. McFadden? That sounds like I'm some kind of Italian.
McFadden.
McFadden.
Let's say Tony Danza, Tap Dance Extravaganza. That's a metal band. I'm pretty sure that's a metal band.
Pretty sure this is a metal in the camera that nobody can read.
Take a look at that poor excuse for an American flag.
Oh, this one right here.
There it is. Everybody take a good look at that.
Let me get the camera to lock on me.
I'm putting the Coke Company on blast here because how many stars are in that?
There,
What, maybe 20? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13. 13 stars. It's like, we're gonna really deck this can out, and but there's just one thing that we have to take off, like on our budget. It just costs too much. Oh yeah, let's just say there's 15 states of America, or whatever the fuck number that was. If it's not the right number, it may as well just be one, or just do the flags without the stars, or do so many pinholes no one can even count it, but you just know it's a shitload of stars. Don't make them countable, especially when you're a company like Coke.
Our flag is shit on a smaller scale. It's just hard to do.
I understand that, but the thing is it's a very important thing to do. You have to make sure if you're going to do the flag at all. There might be people out there that go, "Oh, big fucking deal. It's just a flag." Well, if you're not going to respect it, then don't use it. It does still mean something to a lot of people, and it's insulting when you do things like that. Don't use it at all. Then you can put as many rings as you want on the gummy. What the hell are the things with the? Speaking of offensive,
Olympic rings?
No, the people that are Paralympics. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a changing time. Hey, look at this. We got Paralympics, and so many people can compete, but you're losing the main focus here, and that's the fact that it's supposed to be patriotic all the way around. We're supposed to come together, and how do you expect people to come together when you just insult the roots of what this country used to be, which is the flag? Normally, I don't get upset about it. It's the fact that it doesn't even offend me, but I think that it's a slap in the face to people that, and I am going to go to the military for this. There's people that have fought for this country. There's people that respected this for years.
People fought for this country just like, I don't give a shit what this guy's saying.
No. There's people that could give a shit about their government that served and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is there's some that are still out there that actually are like, hey, you know what? Sometimes the government does help me out every once in a while with our VA things and stuff like that. And even the ones that don't, they still respect it. And then
it's way more.
Don't do that. If you're a company, Coke is not an American company. I know they're all over the world. So then just leave the flags out of it. Keep it nice and neutral. Put a rainbow flag on it or whatever. I don't care. Do whatever you want to. There's no rules for the rainbow flag yet. You can change that around all you want. But this one's pretty set in stone. And it pisses me off a little bit. And it's not just because I'm drinking out of the semi-useless chastity. Did I say chastity?
I don't know, my camera's blurry.
I meant chalice. I meant Little John's chalice.
Trying to get back to focus again.
I'm parched. I'm actually parched from being patriotic. It's a patriotic parching.
Well, my camera's blurry forever now. Well, anyway, no, the only thing I find...
I'm sorry. Did you have something to say?
What are you talking about?
Because I just keep going on and on.
Oh, no, the only thing is that I'd ever find that could be possibly offensive is when 90% of the national anthem singings. It's because they're usually bad.
Yeah, you could leave bad situations like that out of it, but sometimes it happens on the fly. They have good intentions, This was
No, they're trying to butcher it on purpose usually.
who?
The people that sing it usually.
Are you talking about the people that want to go soulful, black or white, that want to go the soulful version of
No, they just drag it. It doesn't. Then the race or anything doesn't matter. So they just drag it out too long, and they're just like, "Come on."
You feel that they're purposely rooting it. They're doing their own version of it.
They're
right?
trying to put their own little spin on it.
Let me tell you my spin on that.
It always sucks.
Because of course I'm going to talk over you and just tell you my spin anyways.
Yeah.
They don't really know how to do it. I think they are butchering it because they're trying to cover up for the fact that they might not be able to hit that one note.
I just don't ever see it happening
In
with
the land of the, and you want to go.
No, it's Home of the Brave is the last line. You don't even know the lyrics.
Whoa. Well, I never said I did know the lyrics though.
Yeah. Home of the Brave is the last line.
Why would I learn the lyrics for a song that everybody makes a big deal about that butchers, like you're saying, when they can't even get the American flag right on a company that's been around for years?
I
might as well start giving up now.
I've
already given up.
They don't think they ever butcher the other national anthems. Like, you ever hear like God Saves the Queen and stuff? That's just
butchered from the beginning.
Why?
The lyrics are retarded.
What, God Save the Queen?
What's the fucking Queen? I'm an
What do
American.
you mean, what's the Queen?
There's no queens except for Freddie Mercury. He was really a queen. And I respect
There's Queen Elizabeth II.
No, there's no queens in this country, so I could give a shit about their.
I know that, but I'm saying they don't butcher it over there when they do it.
Yeah, because they still do have a little bit more integrity over there.
Like, even when there's
what is going on over here? How's it going?
I don't. No, sometimes they collide too. Like in hockey games, they do both. And and then the one football game that took place in England, the one NFL game with the Bills.
You talking about soccer or football?
No, actual like American football. They played it in London.
Oh, okay.
And then
they still got the leather helmets over there. Those.
No, it was a regular NFL game. It looked just like an NFL game, but it just happened to be in London.
It'd be nice if they went over there and then we were like, oh, okay, pass me the ball, mate. And then they got leather helmets around, and they're flopping around, and then they do the tackles where they're actually like, it actually looks like, wow, they really have a blueprint for that tackle. It was like really systematically like thought out. Ooh, look at the lock on the legs. Was that back in the day when nobody had like any tactics of how to avoid a tackle? It was always a leg thing. It was a leg takedown every time. You know, it wasn't, I caught a piece of his dread and he tripped. You know what I mean? Like now it's like they actually like tackled him and it actually looked like it hurt, and it did because they're only wearing leather helmets.
If I knew Schmoses' number, I'd ask him if that was racist, what you just said.
What did I say?
A piece of his dread.
If I have Alzheimer's, it doesn't count.
Old-timers?
He would agree with that. If you think you never said it, you didn't say it. Even if this is being recorded.
You're watching a semi-useless show. We're on the air. We're on the air every Tuesday.
And not selling drugs.
7:30 p.m. This is not a money laundering scheme or anything.
No, not at all.
And we're on
Speaking
YouTube.
of laundry, washing machines. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to go back into appliances. We're done.
You'd rather you wash those by hand.
That actually, I like those. You want to do a washer and a dryer or a washer-dryer combo. Holy crap. Why aren't those around the corner? Actually, I just saw an advertisement for one for the first time. Should have been around before.
Ridiculously common. They're stacked on top of each other.
No, I'm not talking about the stackable ones. I'm talking.
Oh, you mean the ones that do both? Okay, yeah.
You put it in one hole. It's like a transvestite.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised it's not just like a standard now. They had them and they fail a lot. But how come someone wasn't really pushing that to where you don't have to take them out and put them in a dryer? I don't know why that's not even one appliance, one little slide. The laundry rooms can have more space.
You'd be amazed how many things were made and taken away again, or
I know,
didn't work.
I know it's an old thing, but you think that would come back with like, oh my god, this is it. This is it. The laundry, it's one machine that does it both.
They won't give you that, but they'll probably give you the big laser disc again one day.
No.
Or they'll come out with a cassette tape that's this big.
Horrible.
It's like, there's a cassette tape.
I remember
every song ever made.
I remember first seeing a laser disc, and I was just like, what the hell is that stupid shit?
You were like, pull.
I know. Then I heard of, I didn't know what it was called, and then I heard of deep. It went out so quick that I've heard of the laser disc, which is like the 80s, actually. Wasn't it the late 80s or early 90s?
I think it was in the 80s they actually came out with the big laser disc for movies, right?
They're so they're so uncommon that I remember hearing about them. I never knew the name. I only saw one in my entire life. And then in school, they had this big thing. They wheeled the laser disc thing in, and it's just like, here's a big record. And then right after that, just right back to VHS right afterwards. But then I remember hearing about DVDs. I'm like, oh, DVDs, those are those big discs that they put on things. And then everybody's like, no, they look just like CDs. I'm like, oh, that's way smarter.
And that's the thing is CD stands for compact disc, right? Well, why was it ever called a compact disc? It's still a laser disc. Well, because they had the big one, right?
Yeah.
So that's the compact version. Could you imagine if they only had the small version and they called them laser discs? How many times people would have called them laser dicks by accident? Because I almost just said it when I was talking about it. Throughout so many years, anytime somebody said CD, if they would have called them probably LDs instead, right? But if they still called them laser discs, people would mistakenly say laser. You'd be in class when they brought that thing in. They'd have been like, the teacher would be like, all right, we're going to watch The Lion King on Laserdisc.
I don't know. Sometimes they depends. Like Blu-ray didn't go to Blu-ray's abbreviation is supposed to be BD for Blu-ray disc, and nobody ever did that. Never called. Oh, I'm going to watch this on the BD. It's like Blu-ray.
Yeah, this just sounds like you're taking a shit on the toilet.
Then you had HD DVDs before that, or during the same time. It's just like, you don't feel like saying that many words. I don't feel like saying that many letters, so let's just go to Blu-ray.
Yeah.
HD, DVD, or Blu-ray, which is easier to say.
Blu-ray.
But what did that?
Blu-ray.
What did that was basically just the PlayStation 3 having a Blu-ray player. It's just like, you get 2 in 1. That's why most people's first DVD player was a PlayStation 2. I think it's actually cheaper than.
Oh yeah, remember?
It's cheaper than a DVD player a lot of times, actually.
Yep.
There's a game system that plays DVDs, and it's cheaper than a DVD player. They're trying to gouge on.
You ever wonder how Blu-rays even got through? Like, hey, how can we sell another disc to somebody and then just label it something else?
Yeah, I know.
Well, there was a guy.
PlayStation 3.
No, there was a guy that actually made the product, and the head of the corporation at the time was named Ray, and that's how the product got to us today.
You're my little ray of sunshine.
He blew Ray.
Remember that Married with Children?
Did you say Met Children?
No, Married with Children. He beats up some guy named Ray and takes his necklace and then gives it to Peg. And she's like, oh, why does it say Ray? Oh, you're my little ray of sunshine.
But of course, the way only Ed O'Neill could say it. Because you're my little ray of sunshine.
Yeah.
Awesomeness. All right. Well, the only way that you can end a show good if you have a show is by talking about one of the greatest shows ever made.
What's that?
So I think that's Married Mit Children.
Oh, that show. Yeah. I thought you were going to bring up like another show.
No. My God. God, no. We don't want this to prolong any further than it has. I didn't even think it was possible to get minus viewers, but that happened.
Yeah, we got about -2 viewers so far.
It must have had something to do with Also Sadi Aftermarket
You're watching
Fish
a
Market.
semi-useless show.
Don't forget to support your local aftermarket fish market.
For some reason, you're still watching a semi-useless show. We're on the air every Tuesday.
Those are just the people that never log off. They're just like, and then it just rolls into the next show. These are people that actually died watching the show, not from laughing, but just they died. They're like, I want to click on for my last thing to ever click on, and then they click it.
Was it Don Knotts by any chance saying that?
I don't know. I don't know what it was. It could have been.
Kind of sounded.
Well,
like you're about to go into the Don Knotts voice.
I really enjoy it. So I'm a useless show. And after I watch it, I'm going to take this one bullet and blow my fucking brains out. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you later. I would have clicked off air if I could have, but I don't have the button.
I got the button, and we're about to go off air. So see y'all next week. We'll be back next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m.
I won't
YouTube
be.
Live.
It'll probably just be Sam next week. We just lose people every week.
Facebook Live.
Next week we'll have 10 people.
B.
Good to be everybody. No shitty aftermath. Poo 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 poo.